So I kind of liked filming here last time because I'm on my couch and it's really comfortable, and today, I don't know what it's been. I don't know if it's been the weather or what it's been, but I have been so, not nostalgic, but I feel like it's hit me a lot about my mom. And so I've kind of been waiting to do the video on what happened to my mom, where I've been waiting to do it where it would be natural and it would be really me just talking about it, and it wouldn't be forced, and it would be me really just wanting to tell the story. And I guess tonight I want to. If you've ever lost someone, then maybe you have gone through this like I have before, where sometimes just talking about it and telling the story helps. So that's kind of what I want to do right now. Xander's here, which Xander's been at my dad's recently, because we're really weird. My dad doesn't want him in my new car and everything like that. So Xander's been over at my dad's. He's laying over there right now and he's looking at me like, why are you talking to a camera? But I wanted to tell this story and I wanted to share a little bit of it. I'm going to break it into 2 parts because it is just so much to talk about. So this will be part 1, but yeah, this is going to be kind of scattered. So this time last year, well, okay, before I tell the whole story and talk about it and everything, there's probably going to be crying. And just before I say anything, my mom had her demons and my mom had her own issues, but that doesn't make me love her any less. And I love her more than anything, and just know that. I'm not bashing my mom, not anything, I'm just telling how it is. So anyway, so this time, my mom's always had, if you've watched, I think it was my episode 2 where you hear about my life and everything like that, my mom has always had her issues. She's always had, alcohol was a big issue. As I got into college, pills were a little bit of an issue. It was kind of like painkillers. Alcohol was always the issue though. It ran in her family. It was just kind of one of those things. She had an addictive personality, which I have the same thing. And you know, that's one thing she taught me, was what to look for in an addictive personality, so I knew how to kind of avoid it, or do my best to avoid it. And one of mine was alcohol. I had to give up sometimes I had to give up going to parties and stuff like that because I didn't want to be tempted by that. So that was kind of a situation. But anyway, so she's always had that. Well, this time last year it got really bad, and she and I got in arguments, and it was just really, really bad. She, you know, I felt like I was losing my mom. I felt like it got really, really serious. I didn't really ever see a time where she wasn't drunk or wasn't, I'm gonna use the word inebriated because I feel like that's a better word, but she wasn't inebriated. She wasn't under the influence of something. And we had an issue where she would, you know, take pills from my dad's, and I remember distinctively a time where I was over, if you've been following me for a while, you probably see this stuff, and it's interesting to go back and look at it, but it was this time last year whenever I was opening my blanket shop, Southern Chevron. I was going over to her house because she had hardwood floors, and it was really easy to make sure there was no pet hair on any of it. So I would go over there and make my blankets, and we would watch Nashville. So it was Wednesday nights. Well, there was this one particular night that I went over there, and she left. She left all of a sudden. She was like, I'm gonna go feed the dogs, which my mom and my dad lived right down the street from each other. So we were like, okay, like Brian, her fiance, and I were like, okay, whatever. So she goes and she comes back, and you can just tell that, because she had been having glasses of wine, but like it was just a little bit more up a notch than it was before. Well, come to find out, she had taken some of my dad's hydrocodones that he had from, he had been prescribed for at some point. So anyway, like, it was just bad. We got in this huge fight. I left. I was just not happy about it. So it just got really bad, and our relationship got really, really strained, and that was really hard for me because she's my best friend. I think it's, and I always say she is my best friend because she always has that with me. I don't think I'll ever have a best friend like her. So she it was just really, really hard. It was hard having that go away. And, you know, you get to a point where, you know, you're in your senior year of college. If you're in the situation where I am and you have a man that you're in love with and you can see a future with, you start to think about the future. You start to think about your kids. You start to think about your future plans and your career. You start to think about all those kinds of things. And that's where I was at. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't have her around my kids. Like, I just can't. And so, you know, when I have kids, so it was just really alarming. And it's one of those things, like, I'd been with her that I saw that it was getting progressively worse. We were going further down. We weren't getting any better. So kept trying to tell her, kept trying to tell her, kept trying to tell her. She didn't listen. So that weekend before she died, I left her this letter. And it's very personal for me to share this with you guys. It just is. It's very personal. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share it, but I found it and I want to. So I just gave her a card. It said, thinking of you, and then on the inside I put, Mom, I love you so much, please read this, love you, Alexa. And I put it on her car and it had a letter in it, so hopefully I can get through this in one piece. But just so y'all can understand where my mind was at then. And actually my cousin told me, because I didn't know what to do, and my cousin, and I was ready to just not talk to my mom, and my cousin was like, write her a letter, this may help, you know, help her understand. And so, and this is dated 10/20/13. And she died exactly a week later. Mom, someone suggested I try writing out how I feel, so here I am. First of all, I love you, more than you even know. You have also been an amazing mom for my very short 22 years. I've been here with you. I know you've been through more than any one person should, but these last few years haven't been you. It seems like addictions have taken over your life, and it's a hard process to watch. I normally wouldn't think much of it, but it isn't getting better. You're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting me. Our relationship has slowly gotten weaker because of this, and I hate it. You aren't someone who can just have one drink, and for some reason you continuously don't realize that. You say you're getting help, do good for a little while, then spiral down again. I've watched you miss out on so many great things due to your demons, and it hurts. It leaves me in a situation where, in a way, you bring me down with you and rob me of valuable years with my mom. I hate it. I hate how we talk to each other. Bitch shouldn't be in our vocabulary toward each other. I'm getting older and looking toward my future, and I want my kids to know how amazing you are, not how your demons got the best of you. I'm saying all this because I love you so much, and I'm afraid if things continue this way, I'll lose you. You need the proper help to fight these demons, and you and I can't have a healthy relationship until you do. We need to get back to where I'm the daughter and you're the mom, not the other way around. I will always care about you and I always support you, but I feel like I'm more responsible for you than a daughter should. I really hope you can take the steps to get help. I really do. I want my mom back so bad. This isn't the best you can be, and we can't have a relationship until you work towards bettering it all. I love you forever and always, Alexa. For a long time, I sat there and thought, well, maybe if I went to church with her, she wouldn't have died.